Uh-oh, we can't hear you.
Cam.
Uh-oh.
Not good.
Maybe we...
Oh, wait. There you are.
Whoa.
Oh, no. All right, guys. Well, welcome in to the podcast. We're having some technical difficulties with Cam. Cam? Nope,
Can't
still
hear
can't hear.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy. Well, guys, today we will be discussing Captain America, Brave New World. We all saw it already. Let's see if we can get Cam in here.
Here we go.
What's up, guys? We back.
There he
You can
is.
hear him.
Welcome
Cam.
back to a beautiful pod. Boys, sorry for the technical issues, but we're back, and we're talking about what we truly, truly want today. I've got the boys with me. I've got Dave, the VHS aficionado, the VHS super soldier, here to give us the business. Dave, how's it going?
I'm falconing my
Expectations. We've also got Jacob Stallnaked, the winter critic himself of all movie-going experiences. Jake, how's it going, man?
Oh, it's going well. And I have my co-pilot Rooster here sitting in my lap.
Rooster.
And we got Log. He's on here for the first time. He came on a Sonic episode a long time ago. Log, our marketing genius here to let us know and to give us all the marketing tips that these movies could be doing better in and just all in general. But guys, let's get into our first main topic. We're going to be talking about Captain America Brave New World. We're going to be talking some spoilers. We're going to be talking about Jacob's beautiful cat. Ooh. Why does it look like Jacob's head is Wade's head for me? That's hilarious. But guys, let's talk about what we've been watching. What's keeping us entertained before President Ross drafts us all into the MCU. Guys, what movies you've been watching recently? Dave, we'll start off with you and we'll work our way down.
I'm not too much since last time. Let me see real quick if I've watched anything crazy.
Shows, TV, movies.
Yeah, I mean, Mary and I watched Blast from the Past. I don't know if you guys have seen that with Brendan Fraser, the GOAT.
Oh, yeah, that movie is hilarious.
It's pretty hilarious, actually.
We saw that movie with our aunt and uncle.
Yes. Yep.
On our dad's side.
Yeah, it's about a family that like goes underground during the Red Scares because they think, Russia's going to bomb the U.S. And so they go down for like 50 years, not 50 years, like 30 years. So then Brendan Fraser comes up like he was born underground as it was happening.
Yeah, and it's the 90s, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to navigate the 90s like as like a 50s kid. It's pretty funny. It's really well done.
It is very good. I love that movie, Wade. Yeah.
Yep.
Log, how about you? What you been watching? Shows, TV, movies?
I haven't been watching any movies, but I have been watching the old Justice League cartoon show. Kind of getting hyped for the new DC universe.
Yes.
So I watched Justice League as well as I just finished Justice League Unlimited. So super good show. There's so many great arcs in that show that are fun. So
Samuel Spencer says, "Oh my gosh, it's laggy Logs."
And
I'm here.
Hello. The stash is immaculate.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Log, you like that lineup that they had like in Justice League? They got Batman, Superman, Flash, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, but Jon Stewart, Hawkgirl.
I love Jon Stewart.
Ugh, so good, dude.
Yeah, that lineup is the best. And I love how Flash is everybody loves the Flash. And when this is a spoiler, but when in the alternate universe where Flash dies, the whole Justice League turns evil. It's like Flash keeps everybody together.
I love that. The voice casting's so good. It's Michael Rosenbaum. Yeah. He plays Lex Luthor in Smallville. Yeah. Well, dude, I'm glad you're watching that. You just finished it, you said?
I just finished it, yep.
That's so cool, man. Jake, what you been watching, man? What's been happening?
One word for you. Severance.
Still. How's that going?
Severance Season 2 is on right now. It's halfway through Season 2. And I can honestly say it has my highest recommendation. I feel like I'm watching one of the best shows of all time unfurled in front of my eyes. It is just astounding the work that we're doing on that show.
It's like a office type thing, correct?
Yeah,
Like it's in an office, but I don't really understand the plot.
it's about a group of employees who are they're severed, which means that when they go into work, they forget everything about their personal lives, and when they go home, they forget everything about their work lives. They've had their brains like an actual surgery to split their brains, and
Yeah.
it's because the work is so secret of what they're doing. But at the very start of the show, one of the main character, who's Adam Scott, who's Ben Wyatt from Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
He's incredible in the show. He has a friend from work appear and say he's reintegrated himself, and he says there's something bad going on at work, and you have no idea. So the story follows both of his characters. They call them outies and innies.
Yeah.
Like
the
belly
story
buttons.
follows.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Like belly buttons.
Yeah, actually. It follows both of his characters as they start to unravel this conspiracy. And it's weird. It's stylish. Most of it's directed by Ben Stiller. He's the main creative force behind it. And it is just
Yeah, that's cool.
It takes my breath away every week.
It sounds like a better version.
Right now.
Yeah, it sounds like a better version of Paycheck, which is an old movie with Ben Affleck.
Hey,
and
don't be
Uma Thurman.
pooping on Paycheck. That's a good movie. That's a classic.
Well, dude, that's sick. I want to check that out, but it's on Apple Plus, right?
Worth getting it. It is worth
Seriously?
spending $10 to watch it. I guarantee.
I've heard very good things.
Dang. Sounds so good.
It is worth. What is this guy doing?
Look at that cat.
Worth the $10, or I don't know how many months it will take you, but it's worth the time to watch it.
Yeah. Well, guys, we've been watching stuff. We've been watching some MCU stuff. But before we get into our main topic today, ouch. Well, I got a quick. Oh no, not the cat. See you later, cat. I've got a quick question for you guys. Has superhero fatigue set in, or do we still get hyped for every new release? MCU, DCU, whatever it is, Image Comics. How are you guys feeling about superhero fatigue? Do you think it's set in, or are you still getting? I know Jacob's still hyped for everything. You know,
It's real though. My wife is fatigued. She didn't.
Seriously?
The one Saturday when we were going to see Captain America, she was like, "I don't know if I want to go."
Yeah.
And we ended up having a good time. But,
would you say she's a more general movie audience, or was she more okay? She's more on the general side.
It's definitely not the same as it once was. Unfortunately, I don't have the same feeling going to see, the next MCU thing. The hype is not as big.
Yeah, but that being said, the next few ones look really good to me. So I don't know. Maybe we're back on the uptick just because of the new Disney regime of presidents. I guess we will see. Log, how are you feeling about superhero fatigue?
I get still hyped for superhero movies, but I think since these movies have become so popular, we've kind of lost like some of the really great movies that we used to get all the time. Just unique things and different things. I feel like superhero movies are now like the big thing that are like it's like just what movies are kind of turned into. So.
Yeah,
but I still get excited for them.
Superhero fatigue doesn't exist for me. I think it all depends on the writing for me to be affected, says Sam Spencer. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Sam, for sure. Like, it just depends project by project for me a little bit as well. It depends on the writing. But yeah, I am very hyped, says Sporto. I don't know what's he hyped for.
Superhero movies.
Superhero movies. Oh, good. Yes, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm just worried superhero movies are becoming the next Cowboys and Indians. You know what I mean? Like Westerns. Westerns were so big. Like there was a million of them, back in the day. And now it's like you get how many Westerns a year now, maybe? Not even one sometimes, maybe one or two a year.
I see Western VHS tapes everywhere, and there's stacks of them, and no one wants them.
Yep. So I don't think that'll happen.
DVDs.
Yeah, seriously.
I don't think that'll happen, but I think they can come back with this revamp of the DCU and even the MCU rethinking things. They're like, Kevin Feige's like, let's reshoot Captain America 4. Let's reshoot all of Daredevil Born Again because it's not cutting it, guys. We got to fix this. So I think maybe We're on the uptick. I guess we will see. But Wade, we don't have a VHS story today.
I don't have one planned. No.
So that's okay. Me and Jacob are going to be talking about something. The $1,000 Death Star Lego set is rumored to come out this year. Jacob, how do you feel about that? $1,000 Lego set. I mean, that's the most expensive set of all time.
I grew up reading Lego catalogs that they'd sent to your house. And I, when I was a kid, obviously, I loved Lego Star Wars. I love Lego Star Wars now, maybe more. But I would remember opening up to that splash page of the Death Star, which was kind of like a dollhouse style. It didn't have an exterior, but it had maybe 8 or 9 rooms from both Death Stars. You know, it had the trash compactor, it had the Emperor's throne room. It had where Obi-Wan and Darth Vader fight. It had the hangar bay. Just all these iconic locations that you could recreate scene by scene. And I wanted it. Oh, I wanted it bad. And it was $400, which at the time was unobtainable.
Yeah.
I was always they redated that set. Maybe 10 years after it came out.
Yeah.
Which would have been 10 years ago now. And all they did, if I'm right, was they updated the figures and a couple of the building styles. I was hoping they would do that again, and I could maybe grab it, but it seems like this one might be just out of my price range.
I think maybe they're doing the same thing, but with panels that can be removed. So that's why it's $1,000. But geez, Louise, how do you even put that on a desk without it falling over?
It's got to be the centerpiece of your room.
It's got to be. But yeah,
$1,000 is a little much.
Yeah. You can't justify spending $1,000 on plastic. I'm sorry.
I don't know, Jake. Show us what you've been building recently.
You might say $1,000 is too much, but what about $500?
What about half of that?
Let's say hypothetically, I would have bought a $500 Lego set last year. That's crazy, right? Well, I work a job that has big boy money, so that helps. But if you bought this set on release, I'm talking about Jabba's sail barge. You got a little promo, which was Luke's lightsaber. It was buildable. I sold that promo for $150.
$150 off, yeah.
Exactly. So all in all, about $350 I spent. That's the most I've ever spent on Legos. I've done it twice, if you count Jabba's sail barge and the Mos Eisley Cantina a couple of years ago. And just today, while my office was closed for the weather, I finished the sail barge.
It's beautiful.
We're going to take a look inside here, guys.
Give us a little breakdown. Yeah, give us a little breakdown.
All right, so you got the upper deck here, obviously. Let's open this panel up, and we've got...
the kitchen.
Yeah.
Apologize in advance for the audio listeners.
What's so bad right now? Is it me?
No. Just because there's no... they can't see it.
We can't see. They can't see what we're seeing.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, well.
Where's Jabba? Give him to me. Oh, Jabba.
Oh,
that's so
Max
sick,
Rebo,
dude.
Of course.
The building design on that is ridiculous, dude. What the heck?
Yeah, it all in all took me about, I think, 24 hours of building. I wasn't building too intense. I was doing it while watching movies and TV and stuff.
Yeah.
But I built from about 10 o'clock this morning till maybe about 30 minutes before this podcast. So
nice.
Dang, dude, that's sick. Thanks for showing us that, Jake. Well, guys, let's get into this. Our main topic of the night, we're talking about Captain America, Brave New World. We're breaking it down like Captain America's shield breaking down a Hydra agent or Red Skull or Baron Zemo or even one of his other villains. So, guys, today we're talking about Captain America, Brave New World. What's just your general vibe on this movie? How are you feeling going in? We all saw it in theaters separately. That's correct, right? We all saw it in theaters separately, so that's pretty insane. So, Dave, how are you feeling going in to this?
Going in, I really, pretty much saw it just for the pod. I'll be honest. I wouldn't have probably watched it otherwise.
Yeah.
Just, it didn't seem like it was going to be anything super crazy. But I actually enjoyed it coming out. I think it wasn't bad.
Nice. Log, what were your expectations going in?
I didn't have too many expectations going in. I kind of just wanted to go in with hoping that it's good, and if it's not, then it's not.
Yeah.
But yeah, leaving it, I thought it was fun. I mean, it wasn't like a must-watch Marvel movie. It was kind of like just like a quick story. There was no like crazy plot twist. You kind of knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, it's a side mission.
Yeah, it was like a little side mission. But it was
Except I did not know about adamantium, that was in it.
You didn't know that?
No. So that was like, oh,
nice.
Okay. You know,
Jake,
like that gave me some interest. So
Jake, what about you? How are you feeling going into this? I know you're a very positive guy, so I want to hear your outlook on this.
Yeah, I do have a pretty positive outlook on most things, especially things I like the MCU.
Yeah.
But I can't say I was like, let's go see the movie. But I was more like, I'm loyal. I'm going to go see the movie,
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not like, let's go.
The fact that you say it like that, it's not like, let's go see this with the boys. You know what I mean? Because, like, Infinity War, I felt like everybody was like, okay, let's get every guy. There was like 20 guys, I feel like,
when
we saw it.
That
was ridiculous, And I saw it like 2 more times in theaters. So, yeah, what were you saying? Sorry, Jake. Sorry to cut you off.
But, we had some fun with it. We we made it like a double date. We went on Saturday,
nice,
and I'd looked at the Rotten Tomatoes score the day before, which is when I looked at it, it was somewhere around like 50%. So I had pretty low expectations story wise. I still expected to be entertained.
Yeah.
But then I ended up maybe those low expectations helped because I ended up really enjoying it.
Oh, good.
And I think part of why I enjoyed it and why maybe a more objective viewer might not have been a fan was it was all connections. This connection to this, connection to that, connection to this. Someone like me, I'm like, nice, Incredible Hulk, nice, Eternals,
yeah.
blah, 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 blah. I'm like, this is really cool. We're picking up on a lot of these plot points that are out there. Whereas a more objective reviewer might be like, what is going on?
I haven't seen this movie from 15 years ago, The Incredible Hulk. Somebody could be very confused going into this movie, like, what the heck? Because this movie is definitely just like an amalgamation of MCU loose ends. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we need to figure out this. Let's get all the loose ends out there.
A lot of boxes.
And yeah.
And it's funny that they checked boxes from. I mean, if you ask somebody what their favorite MCU project is, you're never going to hear The Incredible Hulk, Eternals, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
And it's like this is the continuation of all of that. But like I said, I liked that it was trying to wrap up a couple of
I like that. Yeah, that's nice. For somebody more loose on the MCU, might be kind of annoying, I guess, maybe. But for us, as like a hardcore fans, where we are gonna go see everything. Maybe not the Disney Plus shows, but let's get into the cast, guys. I mean, we've got a new Captain America, Sam Wilson, played by Anthony Mackie. Does Sam finally feel like Cap to you, or is he still just borrowing the shield? Or do you think it should have gone to Bucky? Wade, how do you feel about this?
He does not feel like Cap.
What?
I'm sorry, he doesn't. It feels like a different character, like not a bad character.
Not in a bad way.
No,
yeah.
He feels a little more arrogant. I don't know how to describe it. Like when he's like fighting people, he's like, "Yeah, stay down." Like I can't see Captain America saying that. So
it's a little more Anthony Mackie to it. Yeah, it's a little more,
which is fine.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't feel like Captain America to me.
That kind of gets into my next question because, like, if you think about it, Steve Rogers, he had a very defining feature. He was a man out of time. He's got this honor about him. What is Sam Wilson's defining trait as Cap? I mean, I was looking throughout this. I'm like, is he a man in the present time? And he's just the Captain America for every man. I don't know. Jake, how do you feel? What do you think this new Sam Wilson Cap is for this next wave of MCU stuff?
I think this project was a bit of a lateral move because it still felt a little like where his character was in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which was I still don't know if this is right for me. For the record, I think he's going to be great as Cap. I'm sure he's going to be doing it for years to come. Anthony Mackie doesn't strike me as the kind of actor that's going to get big and kind of leave superhero movies behind. So I can see him doing Captain America as long as they want him to. I think this movie needed to push him a little more into the role. When Ross said in the beginning of the movie, which we'll talk about, I want you to reform the Avengers. That should have kickstarted a thread in the movie of I'm in charge. I'm here. This is my role now. And instead, he says, I want you to restart the Avengers. And they don't really talk about it until the last minute of the movie.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be a good Cap. They just need to let him be Cap instead of making him say, I don't know if I'm the right guy yet. And that's a writing choice. That's not, this is not a real person, Sam Wilson, struggling with this. It'd be easy to write on the page, I'm Captain America, I'm accepting this responsibility. So I felt like the movie retread a bit of Falcon and Winter Soldier in that regard, and in the regards of, am I Captain America yet?
Am I enough? Yeah.
And that's going to be a simple fix if they just give him the story that requires him to step up. But baby steps, I guess.
This is kind of a side question. I'm gonna shoot this at Log. Log, do you think this felt a little bit more like copying Winter Soldier? Do you think they should have gone more down the route of copying Civil War and bringing in more different characters, say like side Avengers, to create a new Avengers team? Because I feel like Civil War built up the team, like even though they were split up, but Infinity War felt like it was like a continuation. I don't know. How do you feel about that? Do you like how they accomplished this?
I think the movie was trying to give Sam Wilson's character his own like show. So like I don't think it was really a movie where they're trying to pull in a bunch of different side characters. They tied up loose ends, but that's how they did it with this new Captain America that they wanted to kind of bring into the MCU. So I think it's I think it's Anthony Mackie's character. I think it was his show, and that they kind of wanted to do that for him.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I think they wanted to have him have his own movie. He's been in like, how many movies has he been in now? Like 5 or 6? 2 Captain Americas, 2 Avengers, 4 movies, I guess, right?
And then
that's
the show.
right. Oh, and Ant-Man.
Yep.
Yeah. Crazy.
It's funny you mentioned like about Winter Soldier, because I was getting the vibe they were trying to redo that with like creepy undertone villain, but then also like they had a Captain America, a Falcon, and a Black Widow type character that was like,
I noticed that too.
And super soldiers being controlled by somebody. You know what I mean? It's just like I don't know. Let's get so we were breaking down the cast. I know I'm getting on all these tangents,
but
before
you do that, we got a few comments. Let's read.
This movie gave me Iron Man 3 or Dark World vibes. It felt weird having Cap movie with 2 of Hulk's biggest villains. Yeah, I mean, I kind of felt that too. Like, I wish this was a Hulk movie. Honestly, these are some of Hulk's biggest characters. Red Hulk, the leader. I think Sam, you hit the nail on the head. This could have been Mark Ruffalo's shot, but the rights are all tied up. So I don't know why. Jake, do you know why the rights are all confusing for Hulk?
It's because so we all know that Sony's deal with Marvel is really complicated, but Universal's deal was really simple. Universal bought the rights to make Incredible Hulk solo movies. Marvel can use the Hulk, Marvel Disney that is, can use the Hulk. They can use all the characters, whatever they want. Universal can't greenlight a Hulk movie, but if Disney Marvel wants to have a Hulk movie, it has to go through Universal. So obviously they did the first one through Universal because they were in their infancy. That was their second movie. They thought, remember back then they were still doing it through Paramount. They weren't even Disney yet. They thought it might be a multi-studio affair. But ever since then they've been avoiding anything with Hulk in the title. They've done Hulk without Hulk in the title. They've weaved him into the Avengers and all these other movies.
Yeah.
So this was just another way to use these characters without actually making it a Hulk story. I hate it. Could have been so cool. Yeah.
It could have been so cool. Could you imagine Hulk versus Red Hulk? I don't care that it's a CGI fest, but I would have loved to see that. How about this new Falcon character? Is it Danny Ramirez playing him, right? How'd you guys feel about him? He's kind of this new, protege for Sam. I don't know. How'd you guys feel about this new character? They're just introducing tons of new characters in the MCU these days.
Well, and he was in
Falcon
and Winter Soldier. Yeah. So it was nice that they picked up on that thread. Another thread they picked up on.
Yeah.
I told Sarah after the movie, it was nice to have just a bona fide sidekick for once. You know what I mean? Like truly, like that is his role in the movie. He's the sidekick. You know, let him do his thing. Get him out of commission for the final fight.
Yeah.
I
got you. Yeah.
A fan of that. Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't a fan of his humor a little bit. I was just like getting some like weird humor, but maybe that's just me. It just wasn't hitting for me, but maybe that's just me. How about President Ross? I mean, Harrison Ford recasted. It's not William Hurt. Obviously, he passed away, which is very sad because I actually really liked that character previously. But actually, I think I really liked Harrison Ford. How'd you guys feel about him as the Hulk? Log?
I liked him. I think he actually did a really good job. There's some moments where he kind of gave me the feeling of the original actor, which I think was kind of cool. But also he kind of took it in his own way, and so I think he did really good.
I can see him just like collecting a check for every time they use Red Hulk, and he just does the voice. I'm assuming, right? You know, he's in that prison, which we'll talk about the end.
Well, and Harrison Ford said he let them scan his body AI, with an AI scan so that they could use his digital likeness. He said whatever, if I'm gone, I don't care, because it's giving him a sweet paycheck now, and you know he likes those. Log's right, he really was trying to emulate William Hurt. And I saw an interview with him talking about William Hurt, and that the two of them were at the very least acquaintances. They had worked together before.
Yeah.
And how he actually took a lot of consideration. He said he went back and, well, he said they offered him this role, and he knew it would be taking over from one of his old friends who had passed away. And he went back and he watched William Hurt's appearances in the movies. And he said something surprised him. He saw all these actors that he knows and loves having fun. He said it looked like they were having fun making these movies, and he thought maybe I'm missing out. So he took it. Well, I'm sure he took it for the money. Let's be real.
But I like that he wasn't negative about the MCU like most actors.
Very
right?
positive about it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
And he is positive about many of his roles, just not Star Wars. So
he hates Star Wars.
I could tell in his performance that he was really trying to continue William Hurt's performance. It sucks. William Hurt was one movie away. You know, he's been in so many.
I know they were building him up. What the heck, poor guy.
I mean, it hurts, and I was just thinking how sad it was. But
yeah,
I think Harrison Ford really stepped up.
All right, guys, let's get into Isaiah Bradley. Another new character. Well, he's in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. How'd you feel about Isaiah Bradley? Is that his name, right?
Yeah. He was good. Yeah, I liked how they used the mind control. I mean, he gave him a good story and all, and you know, he got a little bit of redemption at the end. You know, they saved him or whatever. And...
Man, I kind of want to see him in his outfit from the comics. You know, Patriot that's his name, right? Patriot. He's cool. I think he's one of the best parts of this movie, honestly. Like, his acting was really good. It was on point. You know, he's been hurt by the U.S. government, which they really did not want to step on any. Could you guys tell they did not want to step on any political toes in this? That's how I felt the entire movie.
They played it very safe.
Louise. Which, if you think about it, Captain America Winter Soldier does not play it safe. They really are like calling out the government in that. You know what I mean? Like, the government's all corrupt. By the end, it's Hydra. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. They didn't really like go crazy in this movie. But yeah, I mean, anybody else? How'd you feel about Isaiah Bradley?
It was great. It was good. That was the part of the story I didn't expect. Which made me happy. Which was, I thought, you know, the general arc of the movie. From a couple trailers, you can figure it out, and I thought that was going to be it. But knowing that Sam's main drive was to get this mentor of his out of jail, and especially when he was wronged in the past, and it's happening again, I thought that was a surprisingly emotional core that I really didn't see coming. So that's what he was the glue that held all of these weird pieces together. It was all about him, exonerate him. It's not even about beating this guy or fighting the Red Hulk. Help Isaiah Bradley.
Man, yeah, they should have leaned more into that.
Yeah,
they should have leaned more into that. I feel like, Yeah, that's fascinating.
Yeah, I feel like one thing is they could have leaned more into, because remember, Captain America, what's his name, Sam, whatever.
Yeah, Sam Wilson.
Sam Wilson. He was like a psychiatrist or whatever. You like giving the speeches or whatever for people with PTSD.
Yeah, military. Yeah.
I feel like they did a little bit with him and Isaiah Bradley, but I feel like if they did more of that, it would have been,
Oh, like he's helping him. He's
right,
helping
yeah, like he's helping him through mentally and stuff.
I actually like that, yeah.
Yeah, maybe one more added scene towards the beginning of them actually having a session, because that's right, Sam is a counselor and a therapist for vets.
Right.
And obviously that has been their relationship. They've had this relationship for a couple years since Falcon and Winter Soldier. Really seeing that in depth in one scene.
Yeah,
because that's somebody you place your trust in. He put all of his trust in Sam. I'll go to the White House with you, with these people that I'm scared of, that wronged me. And obviously it all goes wrong, and Sam really needs to earn his trust back.
I really enjoyed all the stuff in the White House. It felt like the MCU, where Harrison Ford is describing the celestial island, and then like the lights go crazy, and then like Isaiah Bradley takes the gun, starts shooting, and throws the chairs, and like I'm like, dang, he's jacked, obviously he's like just like tearing through that room, jumps out the window. They should have played more into that, like the mind control as well, like kind of using Isaiah Bradley, making him look even worse than he already did because he was in jail for so long. I think I really liked that middle part of the movie. I feel like that was right. But yeah, getting into this, guys, like the plot. The movie was reshot how many times? Like 3 times, 3 different reshoots, which is
something like that.
How did they orchestrate and make this movie seamless? For me, I could tell a little bit. There was some scenes where it's like they cut away, and you can tell they're filming the back of somebody's head, and they insert a line. They do that a lot to kind of change up fixed plots sometimes.
Yeah, actually, seamless.
How'd they make
seamless? Isn't even the word I'd use. I mean, because I could tell a couple times, and
I could tell.
Spencer said the same thing in the comments, especially with Giancarlo Esposito scenes. I could tell that there was a lot of just cutting away from different takes in between them. And but look, knowing how much this movie was chopped up behind the scenes, I mean, I think 50% of it is different than what they set out to make.
How did they do that?
They got very lucky.
That's a nightmare. Yeah. That's a nightmare.
Nightmare scenario. Yeah.
Log, how do you feel about that? You're kind of an editor of sorts.
Yeah.
Could you tell?
I could tell. Yeah, there was definitely some parts where like, yeah, okay, that part it's like definitely was added, or they cut away to, like, even like in the middle of some dialogues, like they just like you could tell it's like that could have maybe conversation could have gone a little longer, but it just kind of ended. So
the dialogue is so rough in some scenes. I have to be honest. Like, just like, what is going on? Like, I don't know. Or it's just very exposition heavy. It's just like, this is what's happening, so therefore we need to do this, and we're going to do this, and that's why we're doing this. And it's like, oh my goodness, like use the videography, use the visual effects to like speak for itself. You don't have to describe everything. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense, but
no, it does. Show, don't tell.
Show, don't tell.
Yeah. One of the oldest rules in the book.
Yeah. Speaking of Sidewinder, this new villain, Serpent Society, he was recast. I mean, originally it was a WWE wrestler, I think, right? And so
something like that.
I think they recasted him kind of because maybe his acting level wasn't there for this movie, possibly, or it just didn't work. But we get Giancarlo Esposito. He's playing more of a grounded take on the Serpent Society, not the big red and white costume like you would think, like with the snake teeth or something, Wade, how'd you feel about this kind of? He's kind of another glue character, you could say, right?
Dude, he started speaking Spanish at the beginning, and I was immediately like flashing back to Breaking Bad. And it was pretty funny, but it was fine. I liked he was being used or whatever by the leader, and like he was not used, I guess, but he was more like being given the probabilities of what you need to do in order to get in touch with Captain America and stuff. So.
Yeah, speaking of the leader, our actual main villain, technically, He's kind of Samuel Stearns, obviously, from the previous movies, got some Hulk blood in his brain. He is blackmailing President Ross using these pills kind of to keep him alive from his heart disease, but really infecting him with the red Hulk serum, I guess. So very interesting. We got some shakeups, some redesigns of this character. They actually released promotional stuff of him looking more comic accurate, Funko Pops. You can go find those, which is crazy. They changed up his whole character design, made him a little bit more gross looking, with the bumpy brain. How'd you guys feel about the leader, orchestrating stuff, calling people and killing people behind the scenes?
Yeah, it is funny that they went the route of making the leader a little more grotesque and making it a little more out there, and then the Serpent Society reshooting it to make it a little more normal. It was kind of like, which one do we want? But I thought the design was cool. I mean, I've seen people in the comments saying, was he green? At least was he green? Did he have a big head? Yeah, and I like the idea that his brain was mutated and kind of grew out of his skull. Yeah, I was just afraid he was gonna not be green, not have a crazy brain, So they went for it. Yeah, here's what Sam Spencer said.
He was green, but instead of a big head, he's got this lumpy brain with it sticks out of his skull, basically. Yeah, I mean, he looks interesting. So, yeah.
But the idea that he's been poisoning and blackmailing the president is really cool. A lot of times when you're writing for a super smart, genius level character, you can be very hard. Their plan, it's all coincidences because it's art. Because let's be honest, it's not like if you're writing for a guy whose brain is supposed to be 500 times what ours can do, ours can't do that. There's got to be a level of acceptance there, and I was willing to not think about his plan too much, just to kind of enjoy it, because I'm sure it would start to fall apart if you really analyze it. But
didn't it say that he was helping Ross both get to the president, but also helping him with choices during the old movies?
Apparently, yeah.
Isn't that what I thought? That's what
he's
they
were. He's been
Ross
his personal think tank.
Yeah, which is interesting. I think that.
And I did like the idea that they said Ross said, "I died. I had a heart attack and I died, or I was going to die." And the leader was able to save my life, because in Captain America: Civil War he says it. Obviously they didn't plan for this at the time, but he's like, "Well, my heart gave out on the back nine of the golf course, and I decided I had to retire and maybe do something different." So it's kind of cool to go back and be like, wow, we know he's there because the leader's in his ear right now, So
yeah,
another good job of maybe tying things back in, a little light retcon, but
yeah, Jake,
I think you're close to the plan.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. It's hard to write smart characters. I mean, look at Thrawn in the Ahsoka show. It was kind of disappointing. Just that his plan wasn't very smart, like we thought it could be. I don't know if that's just we need to get some better writers in the writers' room for some of these movies and shows. But they obviously switched it up so much. I didn't like how his end goal was to just turn himself in back at the end. He's like, dude, you defeated me.
That was the biggest. That was the worst part of it. I was like, really? You're just gonna go and turn yourself in? That was, out of all the probabilities, that was the best one.
Yeah, that's just that was the ultimate example of they're reshooting and they're like, well, shoot, how do we end this story? Turn himself in.
They should have just caught him instead. You know what I mean? I don't know why the turning himself in. I guess to have that exposition dump of this is what I've been doing and that's why I'm doing this. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, his main plan was just to ruin Ross's reputation because he didn't keep his word and let him out.
I guess he didn't care about anything else. President. He didn't care about anything else.
It was just I just want to ruin Ross's reputation. So.
But it's kind of interesting if you insert Hulk into this movie. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you infected me with your blood. You got me involved with all these emails, Mr. Blue, Mr. Green. They could have played into that. The song was Mr. Blue, the mind control song. So I don't know.
That was a fun touch. I noticed that too.
Yeah, I like that. Let's see. We got a little bit left here. The ending. Am I missing anything else, guys? Any final things before we talk about the ending?
We got a quick comment.
Sam says, I think it made sense for him to turn himself in a little because he knows that the multiverse will happen. Oh, so maybe he feels safer on the raft.
Yeah, that gets into the end credits a little bit.
And also so they can use him later, which I actually like that instead of killing him and having a one-note villain. You know what I mean? I'm kind of sick of those one-note villains. You know, use them for the story and then they're done by the end of the movie. So I like that, Sam. Yeah, I agree. Let's see. Anything else, Wade? You think we got... Have we covered the movie pretty well? Am I missing anything?
I would say just talking about like costumes.
Oh, costumes.
His white costume at the beginning, I did not like. I think it never really kind of fit. But then towards the end, he had like the blue, like mostly blue, like red, white, and blue, normal cap suit, which actually fit a lot better and made me kind of like him more as like a. Oh. And then you could even like
the helmet,
nanotech mask, which I don't know if I like the nanotech, but I think it looked cool when he had it on.
That was a good scene where he was like, Bucky, you idiot. I should have taken the super soldier serum.
That was funny.
It's like, I agree. Just take it, dude. Like, in the comics, he has superpowers. And he's got actual wings in the comics. So
yeah, and he can, like, talk to birds. And
yeah, come on. Take it.
I like the white suit more than the blue suit.
Whoa. What about the...
Fight. No, I'm just kidding.
What about the green Falcon suit?
Dude,
that's cool.
Yeah, what about...
That's fine.
Oh, man. We didn't even talk about Sabra, Ruth, whatever her name is. Side character. They definitely changed her to be a Black Widow. She was going to be an Israeli mutant character. They were scared.
Here's my problem. If I used to think it was kind of unbelievable to watch Scarlett Johansson beat up a bunch of dudes, but this chick's like literally 5 foot tall and like the skinniest arms you've ever seen. I was like, you gotta be joking. I'm sorry.
She's a Black Widow, Wade. Come on.
Yeah, but it's like, okay.
She really was standing next to Sam, like.
Yeah, I know. Like so short and like skinny arms, and it was like, yeah, I don't think like your punch would do anything.
You could tell
fully armored dude.
You could tell they changed her character completely because in some scenes she's just standing in the background, like watching. She's just like, it's like you're a Black Widow, like fight. I don't know.
Yeah. So from what I understand in the comics, she's practically Israeli Captain America.
Yeah.
And obviously,
all the political strife.
We live in a touchy world. In this movie, obviously didn't want to touch any buttons. I did still think it was odd that they were like, she's Israeli at one point in the movie. I was like, well, if you're trying to avoid it, why like lay it out there? You know what I mean?
Should have been Gal Gadot then.
Oh, that's good casting, Wade.
Gal can't act Gadot.
Oh, dude, I love Wonder Woman. Come on.
Dropping the mic.
Dang. Speaking of political things, I thought it was interesting that this had like a presidential assassination attempt as well, and it was a Red Hulk.
Yeah. So
can we cut this? Can we reshoot this?
Yeah. So when's Trump turning into Red Hulk?
I don't know. That's the most political we'll get, probably.
Orange Hulk.
Orange Hulk.
He'll be the strongest, the best,
awesome.
The biggest.
Am I missing anything else, guys, before we talk about the ending, the end credits? Leader was manipulating everything, comes to a head. Hulk versus Cap fight. That was freaking sick. Sorry.
It was pretty fun. It was fun to watch.
Yeah.
For sure.
That should have been a bigger part of the movie. Maybe even have, the Red Hulk team up with him to take on the leader.
I think that was the climax on purpose. Yeah. Or maybe not on purpose. Maybe it was like last minute change. But anyway, I think that was what they came to as like, this could be the climax, like the big fight at the end.
It would have been,
Speaking of like climax and story structure, actually, the movie had a really odd story structure. Usually you have a 3-act structure. You have your first act, everything was as it always has been until one day. You have an inciting incident, then you launch into Act 2. At the end of Act 2, generally things go bad, and what are we going to do to overcome it? And then you go into Act 3, which is your climax of, here's what we're going to do, will we overcome it? In the end of Act 2 was we solved the problem, it's over. And then there's another 30 minutes in the movie.
Yeah.
So the movie had 2 climaxes, and
they should have flipped them, I feel like. You know what I'm saying? Like, flip it, have the fight with Hulk in the middle, because the leader's manipulating him. You have maybe a more powerful leader where he actually can like levitate and has telekinesis, like in the comics. So he's more formidable and dangerous. Then you have Red Hulk and Cap taking him on at the very end.
Yeah, I do agree with that, because I feel like they could have kind of hit it that he was the villain, the leader, like not even say that he was in the movie, and then show that him as the big reveal at the end, like so that kind of like a Winter Soldier.
Don't even show him the whole movie. Right. That would be kind of crazy,
right? Dang. And so then we'd be talking like, whoa, that was a crazy twist that they just pulled,
Yeah. Do you guys think adamantium is going to play into the MCU? Does that restart Wolverine's origin, or his origin's not in the 80s or 90s now? It's in the 2020s. I don't know.
Well, I joked. Who knows what they're going to do with Hugh Jackman? Whether he's ever going to come back, whether he's going to come back for Secret Wars and maybe that's it, and then they'll have a different Wolverine, or whether he will do it till he's 90, which was a funny joke from that movie.
Yeah.
But it is going to be funny where they're like, we are going to fight to the death and risk war for this medal, and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is just going to walk into the MCU with it like,
hey. Or the Calverine.
Or the Calverine, exactly.
That'd be sick.
That'd be great too. I'm done after Mr. Fantastic not being John Krasinski, letting things like that actually let me be like, that's Henry Cavill's Wolverine. But it'd be good. I think he'd be down.
Please.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So let's get into the ending here. Did you guys think it was an awkward fumble of an ending? We got that end credit scene, where it's like, okay, there's a multiverse.
Yeah. Well, here's my biggest thing with the end. You bring back Betty, right?
That's right.
But you don't give her a, hey, big fella.
No, what is it? Sun's getting real low. That's what it should have been.
That's what it needs. She should have been the one to like do that for her father.
And they really tried that. He was like, look around, look at where you are. You're at the cherry blossoms. That was the idea. Yeah. She was able to bring him back.
But how did Sam know that?
Liv Tyler in your movie? That's a good question. If you have Liv Tyler in your movie, just have her in that scene.
Yeah. That's what I was like. She should have been like.
Obviously, Sam's not going to beat the Red Hulk. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting because like him and the president never talked about the cherry blossoms. So
they did like, look actually where in a short scene. Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
they talk about he talks about how he's going to go to the cherry blossoms with his daughter.
Oh, okay.
After they called, he talked to him about it.
Okay, that's okay. Maybe it's good. I don't know.
But that still feels a little like, how does he know this? Let's add this line. You
could have made that very emotional because she hated him in the Incredible Hulk. Remember, she's like so mad at him. Won't speak with him. Well, that could have been a very.
Here's the other thing: we don't get any real closure anyway. Like even at the very end, she comes out and says, "Hi, Dad." There's no conversation that follows.
Yeah, it was kind of awkward.
Right. It was so awkward.
You could tell it's green screen. Yeah. What is up with not building the set too? Like just build the set, like why is there the green screen work in this was awful. Like Sam just like standing there while he's talking to Red Hulk. I think that was an inserted scene, obviously, but he just looks like a Lego minifigure, like like just in the scene. I don't know. But what else happens at the end? We got the leader in prison, we got Red Hulk in prison. Hinting Secret Wars, obviously it's kind of like no duh kind of scene where he's like, there's a multiverse out there. The leader talking to Sam. I was just like, what?
That was the worst MCU post-credit scene of all time. And I'm counting twerking with Cardi B or Megan Thee Stallion. Yeah. Worst because we already know it. He's like, there's other universes out there and they're coming. I was like, dude, we've known for like 6 years. We've spent, we've had an entire animated show exploring them. Maybe if he was like, my calculations show that Victor Von Doom is going to rule the multiverse, and Sam's like, who? You know what I mean? Maybe that's setup, And actually, it made me kind of worried because I'm like, do they really know what they're doing, or do they really have nothing to set up? Are they still figuring it out? But it was.
I would have preferred a funny end credit scene over this.
I think I would have too. It was really sad to sit through all the credits just to be told something we know.
I would have preferred Aquaman and Flash talking at a bar. That's the Flash end credit scenes.
Yeah.
Awful. No, I would not have preferred that. It was terrible as well. So guys, overall, let's give it our final score. And like, did you have fun with it? Did you, out of 10? I know it's kind of hard. I'm gonna go first.
Jacob doesn't do this, by the way. He doesn't usually.
Oh, Jake, you're scared. Jake, you don't rake them. Okay, okay.
I don't like ranking. I think I could give a number. I jokingly say everything's a 10, but I think I could attribute a number.
I'm gonna say 6. 6?
Ooh, I was gonna say 5. Yeah.
I'm gonna say 5.5 because I'm more mid on it, but I'm also a little bit positive. A little hinge of positivity in there. 5.5. Log, how you feel?
I would say 6.5.
Woo!
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I felt like it kind of felt like an episode of a cartoon.
It does.
It just was like, yeah, that was good. That was fun.
Nice.
Sure.
Cool, guys.
All right. Yeah. Well, do we want to jump into some questions? I do see a few in here. I can pop up on the screen.
We got to talk about 2 final things.
Okay. All right.
Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is done. Are you guys gonna watch it? It's on Disney Plus.
I started an episode tonight.
Nice. And then Daredevil is in 2 weeks, or is it 1 week?
March 4th, I think.
I have big news about Daredevil. Johnny Job says he wants to be on the pod to discuss Daredevil.
No way.
You will be hearing from the Italian guru.
Let's freaking go.
Returns.
Let's go. I feel like I'm missing something on Captain America 4, but maybe it'll come back to me when we do the live
that sums
questions.
up the whole movie. Something's missing.
Yeah.
What is it? I don't know.
Oh, this is what I wanted to say. They had all these awesome, cool potential things, basically, but it's executed poorly. You know what I mean? Like Red Hulk, the leader, the mind control, Isaiah Bradley, all these really cool ideas that could have been a really cool movie, executed poorly. That's just how I feel at the end of the day. So
yeah.
Let's get into it, Wade. These live questions. We're at the 55-minute mark. We got 5 minutes left.
Let's see. Here's one.
How does the Hulk from 2009 look better than Red Hulk in the big 2025? Do you guys agree with that?
I don't know.
Do you think Red Hulk looks worse than Incredible Hulk in 2009, 17 years ago? Right? 17?
I think the motion now looks better. Maybe comparing still shots, it might, because the Hulk design in the Incredible Hulk is very ripped. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very veiny.
In motion, it's very, especially there's a lot of water scenes in that movie where there's water on the Hulk. I don't think it ages as well as people romanticize. But obviously,
I love that movie.
CGI is a bit of an outsourced factory right now. Hulk didn't bother me. I think what bothered me more was like the green screen that Cam was talking about.
Yeah, we didn't talk about the air fight, like the flying in this. With the island of Tiamat and that kind of like that dog fight. How'd you guys feel about that? Forgot to mention that.
That was cool. I liked that part of the movie.
It was really unique. It was way different than a punch 'em up.
Yeah, I mean it's Falcon. Also, can I say,
when they rolled up on the island and they showed the Eternal there, I was actually that actually got me in the theater to be like, whoa! Like I felt like
he's huge. Yeah, the Celestial head.
They just edited and shot that perfectly. I know there's not an actual thing to shoot, but just being able to show the scale, I was impressed by the way they showed it.
Anyways. Yeah, I thought it was interesting. He's got the wings. You know what I mean? We did get some really cool flying. I think that should have been most of the movie, though. The flying, the sick flying. And he's, like, punching people. I'm like, dude, you got wings. What are you doing? Like, the whole first scene with the Serpent Society. He's, like, punching them. And I'm like, dude, you got vibranium wings. What are you doing?
He didn't use that enough. And I think he didn't use his vibranium enough so that when he used it in the third act against Red Hulk, it was like, whoa. But he should be using that every punch. Take a punch. Put the force back. I mean, that's what Black Panther does.
When he sliced through the car, that was freaking sick.
That was pretty fun. Yeah.
Let's see. Samuel Spencer says Isaiah Bradley was my favorite character from the movie. Also, did you guys notice that the Nevers even
they
called
never
Samuel? They never called. Yeah, they never called him the leader.
That's fine.
They were scared. Didn't he say I'm the master though? He said I'm the master of contingency. He didn't say he was the leader. Interesting. Anything else, Wade? We got in here?
One silly one.
Mac, on a scale of 1 to 10, how shy are you? Dude, I'm so shy. I'm nervous. I'm nervous to even talk to you.
Yeah, we can tell you're shy. You're
Deep
shy
chocolate.
one.
I'm so shy.
All right, one last silly one. Do you want a wanga?
Do you want a wanga?
Oh, wait, we got a good one.
Was the leader cute? Do you think that Marvel viewed this movie as a lost cause or just tried saving it with the reshoots, making it a safer movie so they could be done with the Bob Chapek films?
No such thing as a lost cause. They've got to make their money back. Even though they make all these movies that make money, they can't even afford one loss as a studio. So all the reshoots, instead of just to be done with it, were to try to get more butts and seats. So I think it was not a lost cause. It was actually maybe like a crusade for them to try to salvage this and be like, how can we get more people to go see this and enjoy it?
I think it'll make money because it was rumored that it was the budget was like 300 million, which was like terrible, but it was they like confirmed it was only like 180 with the reshoots. So
let's see what Box Office Mojo
So
says.
you'll think they'll be able to make that back though?
It
was
me and
three other dudes on a Monday night. So.
I think with global stuff as well, and with like all the sales.
All right, let's see here. Worldwide right now, Brave New World is at 204 million. So they have a budget listed here.
Do they have the budget listed?
I don't know, but either way, they're going to get close to breaking even already, which is all they really need. Now, 200 million on a Marvel movie is scary for them for sure, but at least it's not going to technically flop. So,
let's see. Wade, any new retro games?
Here we go.
Yeah, Wade, what do you got?
So, no new retro games, but I did get the re-release of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, which was a GameCube game, and it was re-released on the Switch and remastered, and it's really fun. Yeah, and Log's been playing it too. It's been pretty good. They upgraded all the music and added a few new features, but yeah, it's pretty good. That's my favorite game of all time, by the way. It's the story is so crazy good, and the gameplay is just kind of unique. It's like an RPG style.
I loved watching you play that growing up, dude. That game's so cool.
Yep. So
love Paper Mario.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right, guys. Final question, unless we get a few more topics. Final question. Where is this located in your MCU ranking system?
Oh, dude, they're with. Yeah,
is this in the bottom half or upper half?
Bottom half, unfortunately. Could have been top half. Okay, wait a minute. Sporto says,
Why do I look like Ned Flanders with a mustache, but you guys look awesome?
Oh.
Should I do it? Should I go stash?
Jacob, I don't think I've ever seen you not with something on your chin, though.
Yeah.
You don't want to see my chin without something on it.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Sporto.
I have a big mole.
So yeah, Log, where is this located for you, MCU wise? Is it with Ant-Man 3 Quantumania or the Marvels? Have you seen the Marvels?
I haven't seen the Marvels.
What?
But I think it's
I haven't either.
It's above Quantumania for me. I do think I liked it a little bit more.
That's good.
But it's down there. It's down on the lower half.
I liked it more than Quantumania and the Marvels. Maybe even the Black Widow movie. I don't know. The Black Widow movie is pretty good compared to this. I don't know. It's hard. It's on that level.
It felt a lot like Black Widow and the Marvels, just kind of like another chapter. Here we go.
Yeah.
I've really hardened on Quantumania. The more I think about it, so many good things that just don't click. My biggest gripe with Quantum Mania is that it's called Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantum Mania, and I think the Wasp has like 30 lines.
Yeah, she's barely in it, sadly.
Can't do that.
All right, Wade, anything else we got to talk about?
I think that's it, guys.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us. And people watching this on the rewatch, we love you guys. Make sure to follow us along. Wade, we have an email, right? So you guys can shoot your questions to us in email form. Say you want something read on the pod. Send us your idea, whatever you want to do. We also have an Instagram. We also have Spotify as well. So go check us out on all those things, guys. We love you. Guys, Jacob, any final words of wisdom? And then, Log, I have a final little question for you as well. Jake, any final words of wisdom?
Watch Severance.
Watch Severance. Log, what's the moral of the story today?
Moral of the story?
Yeah, the moral of the story is you always put it in your letterbox reviews.
Here's the one that I came up with this one. You have to embrace what's special about you. Morgan Freeman, the Lego Movie, 2014.
Dang.
Nice. Classic.
Sam had to do that. You know what I mean? He was like, am I
But
enough?
did he?
I'm not enough. I need the serum. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
All
hilarious. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We will see you later. Love you. Stay safe. Stay classy.